Is there really a difference between an anti-hero and a villain? Or are they just two sides of the same coin? In this episode of Stair of Talk, we dive into the fascinating debate between anti-heroes and villains. These characters walk the fine line between good and evil, but what sets them apart? Is it their motives, their actions, or how we perceive them? We'll explore. Defining the anti-hero. Characters who lack traditional heroic qualities, but still strive for good, often in morally ambiguous ways. What makes a villain? Characters driven by selfish desires, revenge, or a lust for power, often at the expense of others. The thin line. How some characters blur the boundaries, making it hard to distinguish whether they are anti-heroes or full-blown villains. Famous examples. We'll analyze characters like Walter White, Breaking Bad, Deadpool, and Loki, who have walked the tightrope between being morally gray anti-heroes and embracing villainy. Audience perception. How much of the difference between an anti-hero and a villain depends on how we relate to or sympathize with the character. This video is perfect for anyone interested in storytelling, psychology, and how we define good and evil in the characters we love and love to hate. Join us as we unravel this complex dynamic and see just how thin the line really is. Key points covered. Defining an anti-hero. How anti-heroes differ from traditional heroes through their flawed morality and questionable methods. What makes a villain? Key traits of a villain, such as a lack of empathy, selfishness, and destructive motives. Blurred lines. How certain characters can shift between anti-hero and villain depending on their circumstances and decisions. Character case studies. Exploring well-known characters who embody elements of both anti-heroes and villains. Why we sympathize. Examining why audiences tend to sympathize with anti-heroes despite their flaws, and reject villains despite their occasional redeeming qualities. In this discussion, we unravel the complex psychology and storytelling choices that define anti-heroes and villains, and how the line between them is often more blurred than we think. Subscribe to Stair of Talk for more insightful videos.